I've got the answer right here, ladies and gentlemen, to everything that ails you. Now step right up.
One who acts like a duck about his salves and remedies. The cruel practice of making money on people's worries, feared throughout the years as quackery.
I said cured of backache, nervousness,
All right, folks, come on back, sit down here, and enjoy another episode of Quackery. I'm your host here, Will the Pill. We got John Boy coming at me over the mics here.
Yep.
We're back in Skype land, unfortunately, but it is what it is with COVID back on the rise in South Carolina. Yeah.
How bad is it getting?
Dude, we're like one of the top states in the country for recent cases.
Jesus.
Anyway, this week on Quackery, we're going to be talking about a topic recommended by my wifey.
Hey, Will the Pill, it's Heather here. I was just browsing Facebook and I found a fascinating post on belly buttons. Would love to know some quackery around some naval oils and such shenanigans. Love to hear more. Thanks.
What she was interested in here, as you heard, is the belly button healing. So this episode's going to be very similar to the essential oils episode with some other twists and turns along the way. But first, I'll just say, John, have you ever heard of any belly button healing other than picking lint out?
I haven't, dude, but I'm still learning like anatomy and stuff, so I think the belly button is where your umbilical cord used to go.
You got it, right? Man. Your navel. You got an innie or an outie?
Innie.
Mine is, he had to look. Mine is like a damn, mine is so deep. It's like you could fit like a whole shot of
gross.
liquid in there. It's like cavernous.
Dude, doesn't it feel so weird when you push your finger in there?
It's like connected to like the same thing. It's like your prostate or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an odd feeling. It's like it shoots a shoot of pain right to, not a good way either.
I think it's connected to your growing or something.
Maybe you're growing.
You're growing. Growing?
I love growing. I love people who say growing. Oh man, you from the country, boy. You say growing.
Growing.
That's because you hit him there, man. That thing ain't gonna be growing for a while. Oh my God. Well, we'll start with what is a belly button. It's also known as the navel. Belly button's just a slang term for it. It's clinically known as the umbilicus because the umbilical cord, the umbilicus, or colloquial or locally as the belly button. It's a protruding, flat, or hollowed area on the abdomen at the attachment site of the umbilical cord. All placental mammals have a navel. So the main reason, they use it in anatomy, it will actually divide your abdomen into quadrants that they can then determine different types of stomach pain for. So like you can say, I have quadrant 1 pain. It'll mean one thing versus, I got quadrant 4 pain. It's just like different parts. But me, like my gut hangs over, so it's kind of hard to tell. If you're in quadrant 3 or 4, it's like, is it under the gut? Yeah, that would be below your belly button. Anyway, so I got a picture of the basically. So the belly button will be the very center of the axis of a circle? Anyway, of Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. If you guys remember, it's a picture of the guy all spread out, spread eagle with his dong out, and he's perfectly symmetrical to this sphere.
Is that supposed to be Da Vinci?
No, it's just a guy he sketched.
And why is one of like his left foot, his right foot, for us looking at it, is turned to the side? I wonder the meaning behind that. He's not perfectly straight.
That is interesting. The one where he's got his feet together. No, I haven't either. But then the one where he has his feet apart. Actually, same thing. His left leg is turned on that one too.
He's got.
But I was looking at it,
abs.
so I was very interesting. Oh, he's got the little V, the V I've never had in there. So I was wondering. I was like, I wonder. So he's like the perfectly symmetrical man. I wonder how tall he is. And of course, they don't say. I mean, you can look up like the measurements of the actual parchment, but like how tall he is. But they were saying like probably the guy was like 5'8" or something like that. So that, but so I'm taller than that, so I'm better than him. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. Short people, you go for it, man. You can kick my ass, I'm sure. Short, tall, they're all great. I love everyone. Let's just real quick before we get into the rest of how belly button healing works, or anything with belly button healing, how it works. So we'll talk about the umbilical cord. So, do you know anything about this?
Dude,
you don't have kids.
This
I got
is
two.
sex ed, man. Am I?
Sex ed, yeah.
My school never had sex ed when I was growing up. So I had to learn everything on the fly, if you know what I mean.
You really didn't have sex ed?
No, I never had sex ed.
Dude, that is crazy. We had to do it all. We had to watch The Miracle of Life. Did you guys have to watch that?
Dude, so I went to...
You have to watch
when I was supposed to go to sex ed, I was in... You know where Saluda is?
Uh-huh.
Saluda County. So that's where I was going to school, which is not a really great school. But then I switched to Giblet.
Nice.
And then I had missed the that instruction or whatever. That and cursive. Because Saluda is a lot slower, on
When
teaching
do they teach
things.
cursive in Saluda?
Huh?
When do they teach
didn't.
Wait,
That's what I'm saying. They didn't teach us anything.
When did you move?
we moved? I
grade?
moved to Gilbert, and it was, everyone's doing things by the book.
But wait, what year? What grade? Because I think they teach cursive in 4th grade.
Are you judging me, bro?
No, I'm really worried about the Saluda educational system now.
I think I moved in middle school.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense for sex ed. Wow, man. They were
I never
behind for
learned cursive, man.
Don't worry. Fuck it. Nobody needs cursive anyway. I can't even write cursive, man. I tried to write something today and work in cursive, and it looked like my 2-year-old did it. I'm shit you not, dude. I was like, trying to write thank you in cursive. I was like, oh no, I got to throw this away.
Yeah.
This is terrible. I can't write for shit.
Your kids are going to learn to code, aren't they? Like in computers?
Yeah, I don't think they'll have to write cursive. I don't think they'll use paper.
What about code? Like coding?
Well, probably.
That's
probably
crazy.
will code. They'll probably speak in code. They'll be like
0110110
greater than JavaScript dot
PHP
//
Yeah.
sub command execute error. Oh man. Anyway, the way if you're still with us, the umbilical cord is in a nutshell. There's a baby in the womb. It's getting its nutrients from the mother's placenta, which is just a connection to her. So that just goes through this cord, from the placenta through this cord to where your belly button connects. And that's and so like there's all these different veins and arteries that go basically straight down from your heart towards, all the way to your toes, and it just links into those right there at your belly button.
I was going to say, this may be a stupid question, but I literally don't know. The tail of a sperm, that's not the eventual umbilical cord, is it?
No.
Okay. Because that would be really efficient if it was.
It's interesting, but the tip, have you seen how small a sperm is? You got thousands of them every time you jerk off.
Not mine, bro. Mine are huge.
they're like splurting out the end like tadpoles. Good Lord.
Mine spurt out and go straight to the gym.
It's like, good Lord, man, this is a big umbilical. I mean, I can understand, if you thought it got bigger and bigger, but anyway, this is not the miracle of life. This is just a quick, so they're basically, the umbilical cord has a vein and an artery, and so one brings deoxygenated blood back to the placenta, one takes oxygenated blood into the fetus, and the vein drains. Just think about that. Veins drains. They drain the deoxygenated blood, and then the arteries bring in the fresh stuff. Anyway, that works the same with our body too. Actually, you know what? Don't quote me on that, because it may be backward for the umbilical cord. So for a human body, veins drain the deoxygenated blood. Don't quote me on the umbilical cord, because for some reason I think it might be backwards, but don't quote me on that. Okay, let's get into this quackery here. All right, so let's start with puncture and the Chinese. Now, I haven't looked into anything with acupuncture. This is just because they have a focus on the hara. The hara is their center of their abdomen, which is the belly button, as we call it, or the navel. That's their hara. It's the organs that give us life reside in the hara. So they focus on it's the spirit gate. It's where we receive life. You know, John, that's where you got life when you were born. So it makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. So our body life is given, sustained, or taken away there. So they have to focus on this hara.
Oh, cool.
So by focusing on that, they'll put acupuncture needles around it, and they can supposedly, now this is not something that I've delved into. I'd like to look into acupuncture more and to make a determination, but I just brought this one up because they do have a focus on the belly button, the hara. They can deal with any deficiency illnesses, energetic illnesses, inflammatory diseases, illness characterized by stagnation, mental, emotional illness, or any diagnosed physical disorders, including musculoskeletal disorders. Kind of sounds all-inclusive there to me. Okay, now let's go to India. And let's talk about the Pakati method.
Oh,
so
I
it's
thought that
actually
was a pear at first.
Over on the right?
Yeah, I
That's
thought it was
belly
a pear because it was green.
It could be a pear. Oh, yeah, I was actually looking at different kinds of belly buttons. There's all different kinds, not just innies and outies. There's one that's a swirl belly button where they have an innie, but like
What?
the kind inside swirls like a mixed cone of ice cream. I know. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
You ever know anybody who has a belly button fetish?
Do people have belly button fetishes?
Oh, sure. Oh, well, we'll get into that. I put that in. Put that in as an extra credit assignment at the end for you.
Gross, bro. Those things are nasty.
People have all sorts of fetishes, okay? They
Yeah,
probably have
that's true.
fetishes for people who are like, have one foot and then the other one they can do something with. I don't know, We're all weird in our own unique ways. Okay, so Pakati method, it's from Ayurvedic medicine, which is more like it's sort of like a physical and spiritual health kind of combination that it's from India. But anyway, the Pakati is the focus of that on the navel. So they said, supposedly, according to this, the navel, which they call the nabhi, is supposed to have more than 72,000 veins connected to it.
What?
Yeah.
Is that true?
I couldn't find any proof on that. I actually tried to look up all these different diagrams and things. I'm pretty sure they're just making that up. But I mean, we have tons of veins. They're like, well, the total number of vessels we have in our body is equal to double the circumference of the Earth. But a person who said that, all this stuff, it also sells the oils that they use for the belly button. So, not the most
Nikki
reliable
Gold?
source. I mean, I do think, I wouldn't be surprised if, what they say, our small intestines are like miles long or something like that. So,
Yeah.
nothing of that surprised me. I don't know where we put it all. I mean, I know where I put it all. But, some of these people, they got no guts at all.
Yeah.
And so they say, basically they say it's the Pakoti, or the Pakoti, I guess, Pechoti gland. That's probably right. Pechoti. It's Pechoti, the Pechoti gland. And it's connected, they said, to also 70 million nerves, tissues,
Jesus.
and organs throughout the body. So they're basically just saying, this is the nexus of all of our connections, which, if you think about it, it might make a little bit of sense because, when we're born, we're getting everything through this. So I think it may still be connected. So let's move. Those are just the historical things. Let's move into what modern belly button oils. So this is oils. People are putting oils in their belly buttons to do different things. So now they can They claim that there's all these different conditions you can treat by putting oils in your navel. So obviously, their reasoning for that is, just like we said, your umbilical cord was connected there. Must be important, right?
Yeah.
So they said,
Dude,
actually
I've
said,
never heard of this before.
No, I hadn't
it's crazy.
either before.
How did your wife hear about this?
she has some strange follows on Facebook, I guess. One of them had posted all this stuff.
Yeah, I've never ever heard of this. It's crazy.
Me either, man. So they say, actually, so people who do this claim that different types of oils can detect dried up veins and work directly on them through being absorbed through your belly button. So they said that since the umbilical cord obviously could absorb nutrients than now oils, essential oils, even CBD oils, everything they try to put it through there. So let's start with a few medical claims.
They're right. That's where you did once receive nutrients, so why not now?
I thought that was fascinating too. Yeah, we'll get into that actually. No, I don't want to spoil it. No, I thought the same thing. I thought that's actually an interesting thought I'd never thought about.
Yeah.
You know, I just always think about your belly button is just sort of some kind of leftover thing. Oh yeah, a little brain teaser for you here. Do you think Adam and Eve, if I'm not going to try to push my beliefs or anyone's beliefs on anyone or anything like that, do you think Adam and Eve would have had belly buttons?
Well, I guess not.
I guess not, right?
Yeah. Well, according to the Bible, then no.
They were just brought
Right?
up
Because God made Eve, and then God made Adam with one of her livers or something like that. Is that it?
How many livers do we have?
2? Oh, shit.
2 kidneys.
Kidneys. One of her kidneys. You know what I meant. Right? Kidneys, right?
No, you're close, but no, I think if I remember correctly...
Wait, how many kidneys we got?
Adam was made first from dirt, and then Eve was made from one of his rib bones.
Rib bones. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm still learning this stuff.
I don't know how that's how that's enough to make a whole person.
Like how the body works.
Well, I don't know if that you can take that for what it is. I wouldn't say that's necessarily any way of us understanding how the body works per se. But I just thought that was an interesting brain teaser. If you believe, depending on what you believe.
Yeah, according to the Bible, then it would.
You remember
be no.
that one weird show, Kyle XY?
Yeah, I do.
It was like on ABC Family or some shit.
Yeah,
and he had
yeah.
no belly button. It was an alien. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, alien. Yeah. Weird. Man, they had the weirdest shows on there. On all those. They changed the name like every week. It'd be like, we're the WB now. Just kidding, we're ABC Family. Just kidding, we're Fox Family. Now we're Freeform. Oh, wait till next week. Stay tuned. It's going to be something else. You're like, as long as you guys keep the Harry Potter marathon and the 25 Days of Christmas, then we Gucci.
Yeah.
All right, so they would say applying oil in the navel can help to heal the dryness of the eyes, poor view, the pancreas, the heels, the chapped lips, keeps the face bright, hair healthy. It can be used for knee pain, chills, lethargy, pain in the joints, and dry skin. So let's break down all of this plus more here. So neem oil. Have you ever heard of neem oil?
No.
No, I hadn't either. I had to look it up. It's from an Indian evergreen tree, so it'd be kind of like pine oil or something like that. So you put it in your belly button. That's supposed to get rid of pimples.
What?
Almond oil. If you put it in your belly button, you'll achieve a glowing face. So
Is this all Westerners, or excuse me, Easterners?
Yeah. So this is like, I would label this as like a bastardization, a Western bastardization of Eastern medicine, right?
Okay, gotcha.
It almost would be like the all these crazy women who sell the essential oils and claim all these different things, even if the people who make it don't say that. Like it's a lots of Karens pushing this stuff, as they say.
I wonder if
feel
for
bad
the
for
oil
people named Karen these days.
I wonder if they heat the oil up too before they put it in their navel.
Ooh, yeah, no, good question. So here's I'm
asking for a friend.
No, there's some claims in here where there's 2 different things that it'll treat based on if it's cold or warm. So, yeah. Mustard oil in your navel will get rid of chapped lips. And actually would work as a mild detox. Could work for tremors, lethargy, and joint pain.
Jeez.
That's an all-in-one, man.
I mean, these are really cheap remedies, dude, that I could try before I go to bed.
Oh, sure. And if your belly button's as deep as mine, you could probably put them all in there one time.
Yeah.
Then in the morning, scoop it out, put it on the griddle, you can cook up your bacon.
I feel so bad for those Audis out there that can't put the oil.
Oh, that's true, man. How are you supposed to, like this one, if you put olive oil or coconut oil, it's going to improve your fertility. How are they going to improve their fertility without some coconut oil? I mean, maybe,
Well, they can lay on their stomach and have like a bowl and lay their belly button in the, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll get into something about that later, actually. That brings up a point I want to talk about. There's this old remedy. This actually, I think, is like an old mountain person remedy. If you like take a cotton ball and dip it in alcohol and you put it in the belly button of like a kid or something, it's supposed to help them fight off cold and flu. I don't know. I'd
Seems
never
like
heard
a
of that
waste
one.
of good alcohol to me.
Well, this was the rubbing alcohol. They wouldn't put the good moonshine up in that baby's. Maybe if it absorbs as well as they say, we need to be drinking things through our belly button.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying, man. Are your butthole? Why did I say that weird? Butthole.
Butthole. Did you know? So, I shout out here to my wife's brother. He used to say, "You ever eat at the Bohijo?" It's like, Bohijo? No, I've never been there. Is it good? Oh, it's delicious. He went on. He's like, you know what that stands for, right? I was like, no. He's like, butthole eat out. And I'm like, ew. What? You are gross, man.
That's gross, dude.
Butthole eat out. I mean, some people are into that, That's the thing these days, apparently. The kids love that.
Oh.
We used to call that the toss in the salad, right?
Yeah.
Boof.
Ugh.
You might get some corn.
Dude, come on, bro.
Oh, sorry, I forgot this was a family show.
Ah, damn it, I eat corn for dinner, too.
You're going to see it tomorrow. So you could soak, instead of doing like rubbing alcohol, you could do brandy and put it in a woman who's pregnant, and it will ease menstrual pain. No, not pregnant. Who's menstruating. Then it will ease menstrual pain and cramps. And then, have you ever heard of ghee?
Yeah, we use
It's just
ghee all the
clarified
time.
butter. I figured you did. I figured Nicole definitely had some ghee on hand.
I don't know what it is, but she talks about it all the time.
It's just clarified butter, which is like from cow milk butter that I think they like heat it up and then filter it off and then let it like get semi-solid again. It's just butter, really, basically. So they said if you put it when it's not warm, you can soften your skin and improve blood flow and build your immune system. If you put lemon oil on your belly button, you can get rid of face pigmentation. I don't know how that works. Sesame oil is for joint pain. Mustard or ginger oil, we're back on the mustard again. Stomach pain or digestive issues. Thyme oil relaxes your arteries and veins and will strengthen your heart. These are all allegedly people. Sorry, I meant to mention
Was
that.
this allegedly from like thousands of years of people doing it? Like the
This is
Chinese
allegedly
did this for thousands of years?
From Karen on Facebook, basically. No, I found this a bunch of places. It's like the people who sell these oils will tell you to do this. Yeah. So the ones I talked about before, like they would use certain oils in there, but these are like basically they've just like bastardized that.
Yeah.
The ideas of acupuncture and using these different oils and things from the belly button.
Dude, I got
Same
I got
stuff, like the
acupuncture
neem oil.
recently. It was
What'd you
pretty
think?
good, actually.
You liked it?
I liked it. Yeah, it
always
was
been
deep
wanting to try
needling.
it.
I don't know if that's the same, but
Deep needling.
deep needling. My chiropractor did it to me.
Sounds like your Saturday night.
Dude, it's crazy, man, because some of them really hurt and other ones didn't. And that's where
Really?
the problem spots are. It's the ones that
Interesting.
really hurt. Yeah.
No, I'd be interested to learn a lot about it. I'd love to have it done. I find it really fascinating because I do think some of that pressure and these sort of things. I think there's something there, but I don't know, so I don't want to speak to it.
you know what you should? Do you know what I've been using like crazy? I had to show it to you, but it's a percussive gun, like for your muscles.
Is that like boom, 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 boom?
Yeah,
boom,
but
boom, boom,
it's
boom?
really fast, dude. That thing
Yeah.
has been
You
helping
like
me
it?
so much. Yeah,
Really, it's like a
The one that-
massager, huh?
yeah. The
Yeah.
top of the line ones are like $500, but I found one for $200 on Amazon.
Really?
And it works great, dude. Yeah.
So there's all these people who will say like, oh, all that stuff is quackery because there's no, knots. There's no such thing as a knot or whatever. Be like, but so why does massage work and that doesn't work?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I use it to stretch. Like when I stretch, like it's crazy because I can extend my leg and I'll show Nicole and like it goes up a certain way and then I'll use the thing for like 10 minutes and then I can basically like almost do a half split. Like my leg just goes
Dang.
up way further. It's crazy.
Wow.
Because I'm just loosening up everything,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Hey, man, if it works for you, that's the whole thing. If it works for you. So then castor oil. You know about that castor oil?
I've heard of it. I think you talked about it on one of the other episodes.
Yeah, castor oil is just like some stuff you can use as like a
Motor oil.
castor oil. No, it's not the motor oil castor oil. It's the Mobile One. You just pour Mobile One right in your belly button. It's like you can use it as a laxative. A lot of people. So there's this old wives' tale where you would drink castor oil and it would induce a baby, but all the OBs will tell you don't do that because it's like not safe or whatever.
Ugh, yeah.
So then, they said if you use the warmed up ghee, then it will do different stuff than the cold ghee, which is weird, right? It's just all these different things, man. Oh, there it was. If warmed, it can improve your blood flow and immune system. But if it's just normal, it will soften your skin. So don't freeze it. Who knows what'll happen?
Yeah.
Then there's this other thing called naval moxibustion. And this thing is definitely like big time in like it's almost like selling Garcinia Cambogia and like the magnet underwear and stuff like that. When you start looking at this stuff, you will get spam like crazy. I had no idea.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know what this was, but you get all the same pictures that you get from that stuff. Like the ones where the woman's like, oh my God, her legs are really swollen, and then they're skinny. Oh, it's going to let you lose all your leg swelling. And then it'll have like your tongue. Oh my gosh, your tongue is white and now it's clear. Oh, that's amazing. It's just clearing out your system. In moxibustion, they take Chinese mugwort, which sounds like something they'd have at Harry Potter land.
Yeah.
And they dry it and burn it, and then they roll it into this ball. And they just make the ball as large as whatever can fit in your belly button. And then they take this weird, like, basically like a big flat Band-Aid with like a round plastic part on it that'll hold it from rolling around. And they just tape it to you. And they just seal this ball of mugwort in your belly button, and you just leave it in there for you said you can use it for a while, and it can help with it's almost like a pressure point, but then it absorbs too, they said. And it's supposed to help your immune system and strengthen your chi.
I want to try it though, man.
So listen to this. It says I love this one. It's said to stimulate stomach gas, clear the meridians, promote blood flow, regulate the body's organ functions. That's very specific. Stimulate the body's healing properties during different diseases. Very specific. I like how they can really narrow it down to basically it does it all. I like how the first thing they list though is it's going to stimulate stomach gas.
Yeah. It looks like a Cocoa Pebble. Like Cocoa Pebble? There's the cereal.
It does, but it looks like a disgusting Cocoa Pebble, like
a Whopper.
I'd say more like a Whopper. Yeah,
it looks like a Whopper.
Sort of like a doo-doo Whopper. Like if you found like a piece of poopy that was exactly the same shape as
from
a
a
Whopper.
duck or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like a duck poop or something. I don't know what poop's exactly around there, but yeah. So they'll send you some. You can buy some of this stuff online. Chinese mugwort. Tell me if you get it, John. I'll be interested to see what it does for you.
Okay.
So, and they also say, like I said, it'll clear your tongue of the bacteria and flush your system, take the swelling out of your legs, and help you sleep better. And they use all the same pictures here. I'll put this up on quackerypodcast.com along with all of this. There's also, actually there is this old picture where they show this old Chinese drawing where they have this Chinese man with a big old belly, and they're pointing to where you put the ball of mugwort. So here's another great one here. We got a hippie who's using the Peyote method with phonophoresis. You know what this is?
Phono, does that mean sound something?
Boom. You know where you take...
it's a tuning fork.
You take those tuning forks. People love those tuning forks, right?
Yeah.
And they do the vibrations, right? I never knew what these were supposed to do, but people love that.
Yeah, I've got one.
Do you? What do you do with it? Oh, to tune stuff.
Well,
you don't put it up to your forehead for like...
No, because it's crazy, man. If you hit it, it's the same frequency. It's like 440 hertz, I think, which is what you tune your guitar to. Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, there's this place. It's called the Balkanin Spirit, where they do... It's like you go there, and it's like this retreat. Anyway, let me quote a couple of things they said here. So they're going to use... Ayurvedic healing with essential oil and sound frequencies. We use this Pachoti gland in a more modern method, with naturally pure essential oils and the use of phonophoresis, sound frequencies by tuning forks with the frequency of Venus, the moon, unconditional love, and DNA repair. We can also use kinesthesiology and the symbols of the womb to determine which female aspects are no longer in harmony with the mother energy of the Mother Earth.
Oh my God, dude.
I love it. I love it, man. There's a picture I can put up here on quackerypodcast.com from their website. This woman's laying here. Looks like she is just absolutely zonked on some sort of peyote or something. And she's laying there, and they're shoving a tuning fork right into her belly button. Yeah. Probably with some CBD oils and all that good stuff, man. And probably they're, working on like a
flute or
a recorder or something. All right, so I'll try to look for any proof if this worked or not. And there's really nothing out there definitively to say either way. It's just kind of like people trying stuff. But there was one study where they tried to bridge that Ayurvedic medicine, which is where the Pachoti method or whatever was from. And so it was 2014. And they basically said, it was almost like this research was like a call out. They were like, she's like this doctor, Bhushan Patwardhan. She's like, if this is gonna be legitimate, then there has to be more studies. She said there's been one study ever that's been done on this stuff. He's like, that was the only study out of more than 7,000 that they could have been a part of, and they refused. It's like 1 in 7,000. Basically, like, not wanting to get any evidence is the same thing as saying we don't think it actually works, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand like that studies are expensive, and like if it work, if you think it's working for you, then what's the use? Like what you said with the people who were drinking bleach, you're like, well, would you go get it tested, or you just start selling the shit out of it, right? You don't want to get it tested, then definitively you can find out you're not going to make any money because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like better to leave it up in the air than to be proven wrong definitively. It's kind of what it's looking at here. Okay, so let's talk about what actually happens when your umbilical cord comes off. Because you were talking about those poor people with Audis might not be able to do this stuff. When the baby is born, so they cut the cord, right? Obviously.
I guess, yeah.
Anyway, I got to do that. It's like real
oh, did you
thick
really?
And like gummy. Yeah, I cut for both of my kids.
How long is that cord?
Yeah, I mean, it's real long.
Like 6 feet?
It's like real long. I'd say 6 feet is probably accurate.
Holy
it's
shit.
real long. Yeah, it's crazy long. Did
you keep
I don't
it?
know why it's so damn long. No. But you can. It's like supposed to be really good. It has like stem cells in there and all that, What they do is like for a while they don't disconnect it. They like squeeze all the blood to make sure the baby gets like as much as possible, and then they clamp it at both ends, and then you cut it where the near where the baby's navel is. So how you cut the so this is something I didn't think about before I had kids. It's like I always thought like, oh, they cut the cord, and that's however good a job they do, that's what your belly button's going to look like, right?
Yeah,
That's
right?
what I thought. No.
Oh.
You cut it, and that stub sits there, like where they had clamped it, hanging in there until it falls off. So you have
like a limb,
how they cut it. It just rots and then it falls off eventually.
Ugh,
but you
gross.
can't like try to pull it off because obviously like before it's completely sealed off, it would bleed like crazy, right?
Yeah.
Because that was like where they got their lifeblood.
Oh, so you're saying that it's completely sealed and this stuff, there's no way. Yeah, I gotcha. You just ruined it for me, man. I was literally going to go try some of this stuff.
So once it's done, yeah, they actually have looked into it because people were interested. That they found no glands there at all. Once it falls off, it completely seals up, and it's completely just another part, piece of skin. Like when you push in there, you're probably pushing in and touching, some sensitive stuff, but it's not, it may have 7,000 vessels connected to it, but they're not on the surface of your skin, it's not going to absorb any differently into your belly button than it would anywhere else, from what we understand, and our understanding is what it is. Maybe we don't know beyond that. Yeah, I always thought it was interesting because I was like, oh man, it's so mean that they would give people outie belly buttons. Maybe the surgeons, they suck.
Yeah.
It's not like a circumcision.
Yeah.
Which I always thought it was,
I didn't know
That's
that
weird,
either.
right?
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, so there you go. The more you know. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what's my verdict? Could I find any proof that any of this worked? No. But is it probably safe to try it all? Sure. Just as long as you're not using any oils that are dangerous on your skin that could burn your skin. Like thyme oil, you don't want to use like 100% pure thyme oil because it can be dangerous. You would obviously want to dilute it. Those sort of things, kind of like essential oils. The only thing really that it's going to hurt is your wallet. All right, so here's some extra credit, John. Did you know in fabulous 1970 there was a Belly Button the magazine for people who had belly button fetishes?
Holy Jesus.
And this is episode 1. I found it for sale for €30. So if anyone's into this, collecting, vintage strange erotica here.
Why did you censor out the nipple?
I just didn't know, maybe we'll put it up on the website. I don't know. I didn't know if you were going to get shocked by that. I put a little duck over the nipple. I ruined it for you there. It says, on the front, it says, yes, friends, there really is a belly button magazine. And it's like got different pictures. I think that one other picture is a pregnant woman's belly button.
Oh.
I can't tell. You see that? I didn't even notice that at first, but it's like an up shot, like looking up.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see like the under boob and then a big old belly button. And then the cover is like a nice shapely belly button. It's almost an outie though, so it's fine. We love everyone. Innies, outies, way outies. Swirls. I'd love to meet a swirl. If anybody has a squirrel, shout us out on Facebook. Be like, hey, I got a swirly belly button. So what questions do you have for me? I got a picture of Randers Bobanders here.
Randy Bobandy.
Randy Bobandy.
Dude, Nicole does not like that show. That's the best show ever.
Unbelievable. I know. I heard. How do you not like Trailer Park Boys? But anyway.
Randy Bobandy.
Great.
Ricky.
What was the
Dude,
what was the nickname he had when he was hooking? And he would have sex for cheeseburgers? Smokey. That was it. He would put on the Smokey hat, and he would go down and he would sit out in front of the cheeseburger shack and he would hook for hamburgers.
Oh my God.
That gut, you's definitely on the cheeseburgers, dog. All right. You know what I'm saying? Error. J-Rock. Well, if you guys wanted to check out any of the pictures, I'll put them up on quackerypodcast.com, including this risque belly button magazine, the first edition here. And if I can even put the link up where you can buy it for €30 if you want.
Oh, cool. It's still for sale?
Yeah.
shit.
It's for sale here, not for sale to minors, though. All right, John? So better watch your ass. So that if this episode really quacked y'all up and you want to support the crew, please head over to quackerypodcast.com/join and become an official quackhead. Make sure and hit that subscribe button and follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Check out all the pictures from the show at quackpod.com or quackerypodcast.com. Rate and review on Apple Podcasts. That makes a huge difference. Tell your friends, and as always, keep calm and quack on. And do some belly button shots with Nicole. Ooh, ooh.